Once again, we have an anticipated splashdown time of 11:04 p.m. Eastern, so about 10 minutes from now. Now at about 18,000 feet in altitude, the drogue parachutes will deploy. And after that, around 6,000 feet altitude, we will have the main parachute deployment. And there's our first live view of Dragon Freedom with the Axiom 2 crew. This is coming from one of our thermal tracking cams. I believe this might actually be the WB plane, the WB-57 plane from NASA. This is a thermal imaging tracking cam. About 2 minutes remaining until we have an anticipated until when we anticipate being able to restore communications with the crew. Once again, the buildup of plasma on the outside of the capsule prevents any communications going to or coming from the Dragon capsule. You can see SpaceX engineers there on console monitoring Dragon's progress as it is autonomously steering itself to the splashdown site off the coast of Florida. Once again, we're targeting a landing near Panama City in the Gulf of Mexico.
And a quite excited small crowd outside of Mission Control here at SpaceX. You can see them there awaiting the return of the 10th mission of crew members on board Dragon.
Yeah, and we're well underway with our second shift operations here at SpaceX headquarters. So we can see some folks, as you, can definitely see they're gathering, awaiting more views of. Oh, there's a beautiful shot. We can see that capsule now streaking through the night sky. I believe this camera view might be coming from the recovery vessel or from one of the aerial assets that we have in the area. We're now coming up to the end of the expected loss of signal. So we're now moving toward AOS, or acquisition of signal.
That's incredible.
And we should probably hear SpaceX core Michael Blasco start hailing
Dragon, SpaceX, comm check.
We have you loud and clear.
Likewise, good to have you back. Expect automated chute deployment.
Dragon cap.
All right, great news there. Those communications have been restored with the Axiom crew. The next event we have coming up.
GPS has converged. Expect nominal altitude for drogue chute deploy.
Copy. Nominal altitude for drogue chute deploy with GPS.
Now we expect those drogues to deploy when the Dragon capsule is around 18,000 feet in altitude. And we're roughly a minute and a half away from deployment. Another view coming to us from the WB-57 chaser plane. These are thermal images.
Brace for drogue window.
Now standing by for deployment of the drogue parachutes. These will be the first of 2 sets of parachutes that will deploy to help further slow down the Dragon capsule. Should see those drogue those drogues deploy any second now. Looks like they're going now.
Visual on 2 healthy drogues.
Dragon copies. 2 healthy drogues.
All right, great news there. Those 2 drogue parachutes have deployed. That helps to stabilize the Dragon capsule and provide that initial deceleration via parachute. Up next, we will have the main parachutes deploy. Vehicle velocity at main chute deployment is about 119 miles per hour, and they deploy between 6,500 and 6,000 feet. And there we can see those drogues pulling away, exposing the main parachutes. There are 4 main parachutes on the Dragon capsule, and it looks like those are now expanding, that reefing.
Main chute descent rate nominal.
And Dragon copies. Nominal chute.
Now this is a really cool view from the Dragon capsule. That's actually from the basin where the main parachutes...
1 kilometer.
1,000 meters, copy.
It's a view from where those main parachutes were just located. From this point on, we will hear Commander Peggy Whitson call out the altitude of the Dragon capsule. So we just heard her call out 1 kilometer, meaning 1 kilometer above the ocean surface.
$800.
Copy, 800.
So at this point in time, we can see we have 4 healthy main parachutes have deployed for the Axiom 2 crew. In a matter of minutes, they have gone from 17,500 miles per hour down to roughly now about 70 miles per hour.
600.
Copy,
Even less
600.
than that, when the main parachutes were deployed, they were going about 119 miles per hour. And by the time that they actually land in the water, it's about 10 miles per hour, thereabouts.
$400.
Copy, 400 meters.
$200. Cruise brace.
Copy, 200 and brace for splashdown.
All right, standing by for splashdown of the Axiom 2 crew.
Ax-2 is back on Earth.